Even though President Barack Obama says the economy is getting better, millions of Californians disagree with this statement. For Jessica, getting off the streets was a real battle, but life has offered her what she calls a second chance. Even though the Los Angeles Board of Supervisors voted for the new ordinance which will require a letter grade the same as restaurants based on food inspections, they are satisfied with the proposal. Every year, hundreds of immigrants die, get killed, or kidnapped in their intent to cross to the U.S. Sexually transmitted disease is increasing in one age group, and it's not young adults. With so many varieties, colors, sizes, and shapes, kids can sometimes find it difficult. But not only kids. After an hour, I finally found mine.
Chicken, pork, and steak. So go over here. I'll have it here.
Like every afternoon, Omar Valencia opens up his business, hoping to sell enough tacos to support his family.
Para mí significa mucho esta troca porque de aquí.
This truck means everything to me. Without my truck and faithful customers, I wouldn't be able to support my family and pay off my bills. Valencia is just one of many vendors who struggles to keep up their business. Another truck owner is Juan Valentin, who has been operating his food truck for more than 7 years. Valentin says that ever since the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors approved the measure that requires food trucks to post a letter grade the same as restaurants based on food inspection, the city council has implemented more rules.
Each year we gotta pay the health department, we gotta have our food handling certificate, we gotta pay the taxes. We go by the rules, they say this, we do it.
All the people I talk to have always kept a clean environment. I haven't got sick off of it, so apparently it's good food.
Many mobile food truck vendors say that even though the Los Angeles Board of Supervisors voted for the new ordinance which will require a letter grade the same as restaurants based on food inspections, they are satisfied with the proposal. In Northridge, Sonia Martinez for Valley View News. The new Alabama's anti-immigration law is concerning hundreds of immigrants around the nation. The 2011 law allows local police to question people of their immigration status and hand them over to immigration authorities. This law also blocks employers from hiring illegal immigrants. And schools are required to verify the citizenship of students to determine whether the parents are legal residents. What many immigrants are now questioning is if the Alabama law could come to California. For many of these people, migrating to the United States has been a real challenge. Every year, hundreds of immigrants die, get killed, or kidnapped in their intent to cross to the U.S. This man explains to us that one of his greatest fears is having to separate from his family.
What hurts the most when you are far away from your relative is when someone tells you all the things your loved one is going through, and there is nothing you can do. That really hurts me because I have experienced it.
More and more California employers are using the E-Verified program to check immigration status of employees, but there are some who do not support the program to screen new hires.
It made me feel angry. I'm against it. The way I see it, I'm a Republican. I'm registered as a Republican, and I believe in the ideals of the Republican. But lately, I've been voting Democrat because the way they've been handling things.
But Republican Alabama Senator Scott Beason, who is in favor of the Senate Bill 256, said in a conference, with thousands of illegal immigrants in the state working, that is thousands of jobs Alabamians could be holding. I think the state is just letting people know we are going to do our best to address illegal immigration. This man, who arrived to this country 5 years ago, explains the difficulties he has experienced and says that enforcing the Alabama law in California will only create more discrimination.
Finding a job in the United States has been very difficult, especially when you don't speak the language. Everywhere you go, Americans discriminate against you.
Experts like Marta Escobar, a professor at Cal State Northridge University who has worked with various organizations, says this law should be reconsidered.
By militarizing the border, we have not addressed the roots of the problems. By massive deportations, we have not, what we've created is actually more violence. We need to sit down and have a serious dialogue. The violence that migrants face at the border is directly related to these policies.
Sonia Martinez for Valley View News. This is Jessica Rojas, a hardworking woman passionate about three things in life: her family, helping those less fortunate, and cooking.
I just love to cook and, like to do what I do best.
Rojas has been working here at the San Fernando Valley Rescue Mission for the past 2 years as the head chef. But she recalls when just a few years ago, she was also homeless and jobless in the streets of LA.
We didn't have anything. I lost my apartment, lost my car. We lost everything. I lost my furniture. I didn't have nothing just but our clothes. It was really hard.
Rojas lives in a nice apartment now, with a balcony that has a nice view and a spacious living room. But there is one aspect of her homelessness she will never forget.
Seeing my kids cry, feeling very cold, and thinking that they have a place to live.
Even though Rojas is no longer homeless, she says she still relates to them.
I've been there before, and being in the streets most of all, I relate to that, you know what I mean? For me, being homeless and me helping the homeless people, it's just a great, experience, and you feel what they feel because, you've been through what they've been through,
Her positive attitude has made her what she is now, a successful woman full of joy.
I'm happy. I'm very happy. I'm happy that God made me who I am, and I thank Him for that. And I know that I went through all this stuff for a purpose, and there's more things to come in life that I have to experience.
For Jessica, getting off the streets was a real battle, but life has offered her what she calls a second chance. With that in mind, she hopes to someday make a difference in the life of others who are jobless and homeless like she was once.
When I have money, that I want to open up an organization and help the less fortunate. Like I was in that same situation, you know what I mean? And I want to help them.
In Northridge, I'm Sonia Martinez for Valley View News.
It makes me feel sad because I cannot support my family.
More than 3 years after we entered the worst economic slump since the 1930s, more than a third of 15 million unemployed Americans have been jobless for a year or longer.
I work at Blockbuster and we are just closing down, and I'm going through 3 different temp agencies and I've still not found another job.
Even though economists in the Labor Department says for the first time in nearly 2 years, California unemployment decreased from 9.8% to 8.9%, many Americans still feel threatened by the country's economy.
A lot of people are losing their jobs, so a lot of companies they're closing out too.
Due to the economy, many companies are going out of business.
I'm losing a lot of customers, so I'm not making the same money as I used to.
So he's made a hard decision.
So I'm about to close my business.
Even though President Barack Obama says the economy is getting better, millions of Californians disagree with this statement. Many families are still struggling with unemployment. In Northridge, Sonia Martinez for Valley View News. When it comes to Halloween, kids are the first to select the pumpkin of their choice, even though some are too young to know what the festival is all about. But this year, picking up a pumpkin might be tough for youngsters because of the struggling economy. Pumpkins vary from different colors to different shapes, and the price range from $80 to 75 cents. But with the current state of the economy, many families have been affected in this month of Halloween.
I think a lot of people are trying to find the best deals they can and try to find the best things to do for their family.
In the recent years, Felix Tapia, who owns the farm, explains the decline he has seen in his business.
I can tell a lot just by how many carts I have to push back in. The more carts they're pushing out, the more pumpkins they're taking, and they don't seem to be taking as many. A lot of people come just take pictures.
With the economy in recession, some parents like Gabriela Carrera are coming up with other ways to save money.
It's really tough for us to spend money on costumes is brainstorming. So one of the good things is homemade costumes, because next year they're not going to use it. They're going to grow out of it.
But it's not just the economy that is making it hard for kids to pick up the right pumpkin. Selecting a pumpkin of your choice requires quite an effort. With so many varieties, colors, sizes, and shapes, kids can sometimes find it difficult. But not only kids. After an hour, I finally found mine. In Encino, this is Sonia Martinez reporting for Valley View News. And joining us today, we have Dr. William Yu, an economist professor at UCLA, and Dr. Tom Hogan-Ash, an associate professor in political science here at CSUN. Thank you for joining me. Why are gas prices so high this spring?
First of all, United States economy is recovering, although it's very slowly, but it's recovering.
A lot of people blame the president when gas prices go up. Do you agree with this statement, Tom?
Well, yeah, presidents don't really, they're not on the switch of the oil. This is all a private market. As William said, it's a global market. Presidents do have something called the strategic oil reserve.
A lot of Americans seem to feel that the president and the U.S. government could do more about this situation. How much do gas prices affect the way people vote?
Yeah, certainly people vote based upon economic issues, and gasoline is one of those issues that we see every day.
If voters are angry about the gas prices, would that affect Obama's policies toward Iran and towards the environment?
And you definitely get the sense that the Obama administration is not itching for a nuclear exchange with Iran.
What policies make gasoline prices different between winter and summer?
Usually in the summertime, from May to August, September, I look at the history, the United States gasoline price is about 20% higher than winter time.